Hi gorgeous lights, welcome to an energy update for the 11th of January. It's really important to understand that we're going through massive transitions at the moment. So if you're finding that one day you're in one state of mind and you're really focused and you're heading in this direction, and the next day you've flip-flopped and you're into complete opposite and going, no, I'm not going to go ahead with that, and you're getting really annoyed with yourself, then please understand that you're undergoing an inner process right at the moment that actually is helping you to actually investigate what you actually truthfully want. Now, you can get really annoyed with the flip-flopping that's actually going on, but also what's actually you're being shown right at the moment is where these degrees of influence that has been around you for a very long period of time, where you've actually had an absorption of everybody else's opinions, and in the middle of all that you've struggled to actually find your own. So I do have a lot of people going, I just don't know where I'm actually at in this transitional energy, and it's really important to slow it down and kind of do the investigations. Now, we don't like doing this. I mean, half the carousels that I deal with, you're also beautiful, but boy, do you love distractions of helping other people with their stuff rather than doing your own. Guilty. But you know, at the end of the day, this is not going to go away. That imbalance, if you like, that you've got within your own self that you're working on, this transitional energy to actually get to the truth of what you actually really need for yourself, it's very much the energy that's actually pushing right at the moment as well. So we're in a couple of months of, so January is kind of what I call a wishy-washy month. You're up, you're down, you're, yep, I'm motivated, yep, I'm really tired. So you may find that you're a bit more headachy, you're a bit unmotivated, or you're actually kind of going, having the best intentions and then not getting anything done at all. Can you please cut yourself some slack for this month? Because it's really important, Spirit says, not to rush a process. Now, I'm totally guilty of that. Most human beings are. We like to have a feeling of control. So in that kind of, they've just said a false feeling of control, because we like to actually go, yep, I'm heading towards this. And the investigations into self and what you need are so crucial at this time. They seriously are. So it's really important to surrender to the process. Now, one thing that they've done to me lately, which I'm finding very frustrating, because I spend an entire lifetime looking ahead, and I look ahead for you guys, and it's no problem looking ahead for you guys, but they have kind of stopped the ability for me to look ahead in my own life and see what's actually going on. And the reason they've asked me to do this is to, and it's not a nice feeling kind of being blinded, but at the end of the day, they've asked me to stop for a while and just be fully present in the art of being, so that I can actually truthfully connect with myself. Now, I am having a lot of other people that are going, well, I'm not really motivated, I'm kind of getting really frustrated with my partner, and I'm like, whoa, just slow down into the clarity and actually realize that the evolutionary process that you're going through is absolutely massive at this period of time. Be careful not to chop off everybody else's head on the way through, because everybody else has their own evolutionary process and their own speed in which they'll actually do things. And carer souls at the moment, you are transitioning into teacher souls. Now, I have talked about this before. And teacher souls, you're actually here to, little fly, teacher souls are actually here to lead by example and really start to resonate with listening to your intuition, listening to your inner radar, listening to your inner guidance way more than what you have done before, which means that you'll be caught in that battle between the logical part of your brain and your heart-based part of your brain, and those massive internal arguments which can actually go on. So the key is actually not fighting with your own self, but surrendering to why this is coming up in you and why this is happening. How do you truthfully feel about that? And a lot of the time when I end up in the bounce in between the two, it's like, oh, if I look at, you know, what my brain says, do this one thing, this is much more practical for you to do this, and heart-based energy says, well, I don't feel like doing that just yet. So it's about honouring where you're at yourself and finding the balance, because it is a balancing act, to find the balance in between logical mind and emotional thought, and which all ties into your basically the spiritual side of yourself as well. So it's very much about honouring a process right at the moment and not pushing everybody to be at the same level that you are, and also transitioning carer souls, that make sure that you're also aware of this, please, because I'm saying this a lot. You know, there's a lot of people getting very, very frustrated with partners and family and parents, but you're the one that's evolving, right? And if you're a carer soul, you've been doing everything for everybody else for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden you're ticked off with them and you're like, I'm not doing anything for you anymore. Can you imagine the shock of that person after you turned up for, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, doing everything for even them to suddenly just, go, no, I'm not doing it anymore. They don't really understand what's happened. So it is a little bit about also making sure that you're being clear, because we're in 2 months of clarity, right? So it's about really, really clear with people that this is a work in progress process that you're actually in, and try not to be too hard. It is a clear out energy. I get that the guides are just talking about it. But, it is about compassionately changing, not just all of a sudden just going, I'm done with you and you're out of my life and I'm not actually going to give you a reason why. Okay, you might do that with some people. That's absolutely fine. Might be overdue for you to actually do that. But the lack of clarity that I'm seeing out there in the collective is incredibly confused people about why that has happened the way that it's actually happened. And I can't stress enough that you need to have empathy and compassion with people as you're transitioning, when you haven't as much empathy and compassion with your own self at this period of time too. So it's some quite intense energies that are going on. It is lightning around, we've got a new moon in Capricorn, I think it is, today. It is lightning around I think it's around the 20th by the looks of things energetically, and I think that's something to do with planetary alignment as well. But we're going to become more strategic around that period of time. Can you please, I can't stress enough, it's transitional energy, it's massive. We're going through some massive overhauls. It is a really interesting year that's actually going to come up, and for a lot of people when they're doing this internal fight, because we do not all evolve at the same time. You don't. You have to actually pay attention to your trajectory without kind of fiddling with everybody else's and demanding that they actually reach at the same level of you. It's just a recipe for disaster. So it's a little bit of adding that clarity and saying, you know what, I'm just in a work in progress moment. Bear with me, because I'm also sorting out 100% where I need to be for myself as well. And it's very individualized. Nobody actually knows what's going on in here, and nobody knows the internal battles that people actually do as well. So it keys on remaining in your self-love, remaining in your compassion, remaining in your honesty, and being clear with it as well. Because I keep saying a lot of, in this confused energy that I'm talking about, there's a lot of people going, well, this person's changed and they're doing this, and I don't know why that's happening. I don't know what I've done. So as human beings, we do have a tendency to take everything incredibly personally. What you can do to help yourself in this stop-start, and backwards and forwards, ping-ponging all over the place in your thoughts, and those feelings of sometimes just thinking, there's just too much going on in my head, I feel overwhelmed, is actually take yourself out to nature, go for a walk, give yourself some peace of mind, and just chill for a bit, because the overthinking, over analysing that's bouncing around the collective consciousness at the moment is absolutely insane, and it's not really helping it. You're just actually ending up in confusion, or you're ending up in frustration, which is just accelerating intolerance of everybody else. So please, it is about the mindfulness, it is about being awareness in this energy that up until about the 20th, that just give yourself plenty of time out. Give yourself room to listen to yourself, and I mean truthfully listen to yourself, and say, how do I truthfully feel about this? And then as you're doing it, just stop and go, is that truthfully my opinion, or have I surrendered to somebody else's opinion? There's very little time Spirit is saying that you actually stop and truthfully give approval to yourself, without kind of seeking validation from other people that you're in the right space or you're doing the right thing. It's a common question that I get asked a lot is, what if I make the wrong choice? It's impossible for you to make the wrong choice. It's impossible. There is no wrong choice. There's just another experience. And the thing is, if it doesn't go 100% the way that you thought it would, you're going to grow out of it. You're going to learn out of it. This is a really, really big growth space that we're in, to get to the truth of ourselves as well. And it is, the guides have just said, it's a dig deep time, because in that digging deep, you're actually starting to be really honest with yourself about what kind of life you want to have, what kind of people you want to have around you, what do you want to do, who do you want to be, and that's uniquely belongs to you. So it's really, really important, this energy, to cut yourself some slack. Be aware that the transitions are going on. Have a little bit of a game plan. Don't try and look too far ahead right at the moment in clarity months like we're in. If it's a refocus year, it is about doing the investigations, slowing it down, giving yourself that wonderful honesty, and try not to be too hard on yourself. Congratulate yourself for baby steps. Seriously, best possible thing that you can do. And above all, you know, have a little bit of a journal, right? This guides are getting me to do mindfulness words at the moment, to get you to think a little bit differently about what that word means to you, and how does it resonate with you as well. And I think they're doing that to get you to slow down a bit and think about what you're doing, think about what you're creating. We're in this manifestation energy that, you know, is getting us to redirect a little bit by actually consciously thinking about what we're actually thinking about, bringing in some of that mind management and some understanding of bringing that control back into your thoughts, and understanding that your inner reality is creating your outer reality. So if you think, oh my gosh, the inside of me and inside of my head's a jumbled mess, and dramatic, and then, you know, you'll get that drama on the outside of you as well. You are that powerful, and we need to start having some realizations as a collective that the changes that are happening within will actually bring changes on the outside of us as well. And it is a process, and it's sometimes surrendering to the process, understanding that the universe has got your back, and it's looking after you and always working for you, for your growth, for your wisdom, for your understanding, that it is actually about really empowering yourself to go, okay, I am transitioning. If somebody was learning to ride a bike or learning to do something differently, I'd need to have patience and tolerance with that. Sorry, we flights everywhere. Patience and tolerance. So really, really important that you have patience and tolerance with yourself at this period of time as well. So to stay ahead of the energy, and ahead of the flies, ahead of the energy, it is really, really important to actually notice. So start noticing, how do you feel about this? You know, what are you invested into? What are you fearful of? And get below it and go, is this actually a truth, or am I just letting myself wind up in different directions? Am I trying to control a situation rather than leaving it go with the flow and let it pan out the way that it's supposed to pan out without me fiddling with it and interfering with it and bringing more learning to myself? These are really, really important questions for you to actually ask yourself as well. And I'm sorry about all the things flying around. I absolutely love the light at night time, and I've got all the doors open, so everything's coming in. So please take care of you, and remember, timeouts, being really, really clear, but being also very, very clear with yourself as well. Don't expect people to mind read in this energy. All it will do will cause you more drama. It's a transitional energy. We need to be cutting each other slack right at the moment. Take care of you.